Good morning, everyone. The reason why we're here today is burglary from motor vehicle has been a huge crime property piece that we have here in Central. It's occurring here in this area that we're in today by LA Live, LA Convention, and the other piece we also have our task forces working in is in the art districts. Today we're going to discuss our education piece on why it's important to lock and secure your vehicles. We're also going to have Sergeant Josh Medina, who is my gang sergeant, who's been leading our task forces that we've had in the last 4 weeks. First off, I'd like to start off with the education piece. And with me, I have Sergeant Gordon Helper, who can speak on that piece.
Yes, my name is Sergeant Gordon Helper. That's Gordon, last name Helper, Helper. In the summer of last year, we began to start developing a campaign because of burglary from motor vehicles that were occurring in the central and downtown area. So we came up under Captain Morales' leadership with Stash It, Don't Flash It, which is a flyer that's falling down right now. We came up with this idea to remind the public to stash their belongings in their vehicle and not flash items so that people wouldn't leave items out for people maybe walking by that would make them a victim of burglary from motor vehicle. It has been very successful in certain parts of the city. We even developed a metal sign that you'll see in Joe's parking lot or other private parking lots or even parking structures around the area that indicate the Stash It, Don't Flash It campaign. If you remember, quite some time ago, we also came up with the Lock It, Hide It, Keep It campaign as well. And this is just going off of that campaign as well. Just to remind the public, don't leave anything in your vehicle, lock your vehicle, and secure your vehicle, and then remove any items that may be open to the public.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon. Again, at Central, we have our business owners, we have our property managers, our security teams. Collectively, in the last year and a half, we've been running multiple strategies. We're always going back to the board to see how can we prevent victims' vehicles from getting broken into. So the last 4 weeks, we decided, we have Council District 14 assisting with that piece as well. We needed to run some task forces. Our task forces primarily were running in the evening hours because this is when the burglary from motor vehicles were occurring. So with that, I'd like to introduce my gang sergeant, Josh Medina, and he's gonna be the contact person on how these operations were very successful in the last 4 weeks.
Good morning. Sergeant Joshua Medina, Joshua Medina. One of the biggest strategies that we implemented at Central was we got all the specialized units together, primarily the gang enforcement detail and the narcotics enforcement detail, and also within the community as well. The community helped us out with some of these strategies by notifying us when these burglaries were happening and what times of the day they were happening. Some of the strategies we also implemented were surveillance details, undercover operatives out here, and also surveillance cameras. We had a big success with our operations and our task force, resulting in 19 felony arrests and 3 misdemeanor arrests. Also, we were able to clear numerous what we call DRs, basically crimes that occurred by arresting some of these criminals, career criminals at that.
Thank you, Josh. And again, we have the educational piece. We have these task forces. We're going to continue with these task forces. We're running about 2 a week. We started on January 14th. But also, I'd like Josh to speak on, there was a crew that was responsible for significant numbers of crimes that occurred. Josh, if you can speak on the crew that you arrested.
So we had this burglary for motor vehicle crew hitting the central area, as well as other portions of the city of Los Angeles. With our task force, which we had undercover operatives, surveillance teams, and of course crime suppression, we were able to get this burglary for motor vehicle crew. They were going off of a tagging crew by the. Huh?
Go ahead, you can say that.
Okay. They were going by the tagging crew of Everybody Killers, and they were targeting specifically and heavily Central Division, particularly this area right here, by the Crypto Arena, by the Civic Center, and with the efforts of all the officers and the community, and of course the organizations that from here, that assisted us, we were able to apprehend these individuals.
And of course, I can never forget our auto detectives. Our auto detectives working together with the district attorney. So far, we've cleared 11 of those crimes, and those crimes were actually presented to the district attorney, and they were burglaries because those BFMVs, burglary for motor vehicles, did occur in a parking structure. So again, this investigations are ongoing. We anticipate there will be additional clearance, and we are going to continue to utilize and operate these task forces. As you can see by the photos, a lot of burglary from tools that are utilized not only to break into cars, but also to take catalytic converters. And then we have our Stash It, Don't Flash It educational campaign. And also during this operation, we were able to locate one firearm at this time.
Jeff, where are the targets being hit more from? Is it the streets or is it the parking structures that are the high priorities of the police organization?
They are actually parking structures and the streets, sir, both combination. And they are occurring in the evening hours between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m.
We're talking about a crew. How many people were in that crew?
7.
There were 7 in this crew.
Any idea how many total crimes they may have committed? I know you charged with a couple. What, 20, 30, 40, 50 crimes or more?
You know, the detectives are still working on that piece, but what I can say is we've had 11 that the DA did file on.
And the interesting part is you said they filed on. Normally, anything less than $1,000, it's a misdemeanor or it's not even filed on. But you're saying it's the component of where the crime happened. That changes the law? That changes how the DA handles it?
It's actually the relationship that we have with the community and the relationship that we have with the district attorney and the city attorney, sir.
So in essence, if it's in a structure, it's not just the street, car smash. It's actually a burglary. That's a felony.
That is correct.
That's what on that one, to say the least. How fast is it? How quick do these guys operate?
I'll let my good sergeant speak on that piece.
So like we said, they're career criminals. They have this to a science, and they could literally take a catalytic converter within 10 seconds, 15 seconds, that quick. We have it timed. You could also see on YouTube, they have videos of these career criminals actually doing these crimes. We're also on Instagram. For the burglary for motor vehicles, like I said, they have it to a science. They're career criminals. Within 30 seconds, they're out with your property, out the door and onto the streets.
What actually do people do? I mean, is this the idea literally don't leave anything within the interior of their car? It goes in the trunk if you have it, it's an important area.
Yeah, that goes back to the educational piece that we were talking about. If you can, I mean, we're not trying to, tell people how to live their lives or anything like that, but we want people to be safe, keep things out of public view, help us, help you, basically is what we're trying to ask. And be less of a victim, because these burglary suspects, we've seen them on surveillance videos. If they go to a car and they don't see anything in the car, they go right to the next car. They don't see that, they're just going to go through the structures, go through the street. They're looking for those cars that have items in it. And it could be anything from a phone charger to change in the cup holder that they're going to break the window out and take.
They're willing to commit a $500 or $1,000, that's what it costs to replace a window.
Absolutely. They'll even break a window to get a bottle of water so that they can recycle this container, whether it's aluminum or plastic.
They do a $1,000 break-in for a 25-cent recycling fee?
Absolutely, sir.
And like Officer Joseph said here, that we've had surveillance and also following cars. Like if somebody parks, they'll follow the person, or they even follow the car, and they'll follow the car to a location. And like if they see luggage in the car, they might follow that car from either a hotel, the airport, or whatever. And as soon as that person gets out to do shopping or business, they'll break into the car and steal the luggage inside the car.
Are they targeting particular high-end cars, or is it again just what they see inside?
It's what they see inside.
Thank you. That'll do it.
Thank you very much. I also have one of my police officers that will handle any Spanish media here. Yes? Okay. So we'll have Officer Guerrero handle that piece. Any additional questions? No? We'll stick around for a little bit. Again, but the folks behind me, and the communities that's on the other side and Council District. We just want to thank everybody. Thank you. And the media as well. Thanks.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre es Oficial Guerrero. Yo estoy representando aquí al centro del Departamento de Policía de Los Ángeles, los detectives de automóviles. En este tiempo ahorita ha visto un incremento de varios robos de carros y también de propiedad que miran adentro de los carros. Estamos pidiendo al público que por favor no dejen artículos o cosas de valores adentro del carro. Lo que está pasando es de que los sospechosos se fijan adentro de sus vehículos para ver si miran algunos artículos. Puede ser como una cosa simple como una mochila, y eso es lo que ellos andan buscando, viendo qué hay que ellos puedan tomar. Utilizan varios artículos para romper las ventanas. También asegúrense que pongan el seguro en los carros. Nuevamente queremos agradecer a las personas, a las comunidades que trabajaron con nosotros durante estos tiempos que las personas, los sospechosos estaban rompiendo las ventanas de los carros y abriendo las puertas de los vehículos para robarse las cosas. Gracias.
¿Qué modelos de coche o qué personas están siendo el objetivo de estos crímenes?
Uno de los vehículos de que estaban ellos viendo eran carros podía ser carros caros o carros baratos. Eran como los Kias, los Mercedes, los Toyotas. Cualquier cosa que miraban adentro de los carros eran de las cosas que ellos querían tomar y rompían las ventanillas.
¿Qué es lo que encontraron con la investigación que han estado haciendo estas últimas 4 semanas?
¿Perdón?
¿Qué es lo que encontraron con la investigación que han estado haciendo en estas últimas 4 semanas? ¿A cuántas personas tratan?
Ahorita, there was a total of 19?
19 arrests, yes.
19. So hubo 19 arrestos. Los oficiales hicieron una táctica donde se posicionaban para ver quién eran las personas que eran los que estaban cometiendo estos robos de los carros.
¿Y en dónde están pasando este tipo de robos? Porque han dicho antes que en cualquier lugar, ¿verdad? Nadie está a salvo.
Sí, se están enfocando muchos en los parqueaderos residenciales. También varios de esos parqueaderos tienen accesos al público donde se pueden parquear, y luego también donde miran que los carros estén parqueados, como por ejemplo aquí en esta área, donde no haya mucha gente, donde estén los carros donde no hay mucho acceso público.
Thank you very much.